Yo, welcome to the vlog. So right now we're in Springvale and I'm going to show you guys two of my favorite things to get when I'm here. One is Banh Mi and one is a Viet iced coffee. So first we're going to start off at Minh Đức. Cho một ổ thịt muội đầy đủ ớt luôn. Chỉ cắt nữa. Yeah. $7 for Banh Mi. $7.50 my bad. Yeah, come on. Obviously you heard of Chinatown, so Springvale is kind of like the Vietnam town of Melbourne. And as a Vietnamese, I feel like, I got some say on what's good. So I'm getting a Viet iced coffee next. So Viet iced coffee is a Robusta bean, I think something like that. And condensed milk. It's like a filter coffee with condensed milk. A drip coffee with condensed milk. And it's actually fire. One of my favorite drinks to get. Yeah, cho một ly cà phê đá nhỏ. This is my favorite spot to go for Viet iced coffee. Uống bia dạ. Dạ. Dạ, dạ không? Bạn xin ở đây kìa. Xin ở đây. Dạ. Đây, cảm ơn nhiều. Cảm ơn nhiều nha cô. Bye bye. In my last vlog, I mentioned that Melbourne has some bomb-ass food, and I want to elaborate more on that. So basically, from what I've experienced, is like me growing up in Melbourne, there's a lot of cultural diversity here. So I have a lot of friends that are from different backgrounds, and what's great about Melbourne is that a lot of the cultures are concentrated in one area. So for example, in Springvale, there's a big Vietnamese community. Oakley is Greek community. In Dandenong, there's like a Middle Eastern community. Gamavli, I'd say it's like a Chinese community. There's a lot of good food you can get that's pretty authentic. Having been to Vietnam and Thailand and Korea, I feel like the food is pretty comparable. It could be because I'm biased and I grew up in Melbourne, but at least that's what I think. It's personal opinion, guys. Back home and we got Banh Mi. Also, cool hack, I like to get my Banh Mi's cut in half because rather than biting it from the butt end, you start from the meaty bit. I'll take a look at that cross section. So it's got a buttload of cold meat, some daikon, cilantro, green onion, and a cucumber, which didn't make it. And the best part, which is the butter and pate. And to pair it off, we got Vietnamese iced coffee. That's so good. So I've been going to Minh Đức since I was in high school, and my parents found out about it because they would buy their cold meats from there.
Quando o piano já não quer mais tocar e as teclas pretas não saem do lugar.
So I'm about to go into my Japanese class. I wanted to talk about my experience with learning Japanese. So I started learning around 3 months ago, and it's been going pretty well. And I'll guess you see my progress from my tutor class.
お元気ですか？
はい、元気です。
寒いですね。
はい、寒いです。
とても寒いですよね。
とても寒いです。
マティさん、週末は何をしましたか？
日曜日におばあさん誕生日です。
あ、おばあさん何歳ですか
？85です。元気です。
じゃあ家族のパーティーですね。
はい、昼ご飯食べました。
ベトナミーズ料理ですか？
はい、ベトナム料理です。As you can tell from my lesson that I still have a lot to learn if I want to be able to speak Japanese somewhat fluently. So for a bit of context, 4 months ago I went to Vietnam, and out of all my holidays I felt a really special connection to Vietnam, and I think that being able to speak basic Vietnamese helped me connect with the people there. Even though I was speaking Viet earlier in the video, I'm by no means an expert, and I would say I'm like at the beginner to intermediate level. Based on that experience, I thought How amazing would my next trip to Japan be if I was able to speak Japanese? I've been a total of 3 times, and every single time I just wish I knew how to speak Japanese. I'm gonna test my Japanese today, see how I go. カスタード2つください。はい。あ、カスタードそうです。はい。あ、2つ。I failed. I biffed that. I fucking biffed that. Oh, one job. So, here's what I'm doing to learn Japanese. I have a weekly tutor session with my sensei, and together we go over the Genki book. Genki is that helps me a lot because I struggle to read and comprehend. I need someone to kind of guide me through it, so definitely blessed to have a tutor. The second thing I'm doing is I'm just trying to consume as much Japanese content as I can, whether it be YouTube or anime, just trying to get as much Japanese input as possible. And the third thing I'm doing is using Wanikani. So Wanikani is like a interactive website that helps you learn the kanji. I think the traditional way of learning kanji is to write it out and rote learn it, but I'm not that kind of student. So in my first 2 months I had a really strong start, but I'm finding that this month specifically I'm really slacking off. If I look at my Wanikani, yeah, so I have 223 reviews. Damn, that's a lot. So I've always wanted to learn Japanese, and I think every time I've thought about it, I would always think, damn, like I should have learned when I was younger, or why didn't I continue it when I was in high school? But as I've gotten older, there's this cliche. So the best time to invest was 20 years ago, and the second best time to invest is today. That kind of applies to what I'm doing. I guess everything in life, right? Like obviously you can wish you started earlier, but in reality the next best time to start is right now. Also, side note, I'll be going to Japan at the end of October, so I have 4 months to see how much Japanese I can learn and test it when I'm there. So I'll bring you guys along and you guys can see if I either flunk or get by. Also, some of the clips that you've seen are from my Japan trip in December last year. So I kind of just recorded it and left it in my hard drive. I haven't really properly edited it, but now that I'm getting to the flow of editing and making vlogs, I will go through that footage and share with you guys what I got up to in Japan. Stay tuned. Just trying to get our steps in before it gets dark.
Deixa o cobertor, deixa que hoje eu vou ser o teu calor.
So for this week's vlog, I changed up my color grade from last week. I don't know if you guys can tell. For those who don't know, color grading is when you change the look of your video to give it like a certain feel. And for reference, this is what the footage looks like straight out of the camera with no color grade. And this is what it looks like with my new color grade. It took me a while to figure out how to get this certain look that I wanted. To be honest, I wasn't really happy with how last week's one turned out, but I thought, hey, better done than not done, right? But yeah, after looking through my footages, I really like the way this week's vlog turned out, and hopefully it only goes up from here. If you guys stayed this long, thank you for watching. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.